It's a very Sati class when I hear from Prabhuji always. So you all also get that mood when you hear from Prabhu for this Harikatha. Thank you, Prabhu, joining with us. Please go ahead for your class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Just do like a couple of minutes of Kirtan and then we'll start. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Krishna Karnamati Prabhu, for inviting me, for inviting an Ajamila to speak about another Ajamila. Thank you for this opportunity provided to me to purify myself. It's a very, very high topic to talk about the glories of the holy name. But yeah, so whatever things that are inspiring to you, you must understand, okay? That is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Haridasa Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and whatever imperfections, whatever that is there in my presentation, okay? You should please accept it, please consider, okay? It's due to my anarthas, so please pray for me so that I can overcome that, and one day I'll be able to truly glorify the holy name by living the teachings given by our acharyas. So we'll start with the invocation verses. I welcome you all for this Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya session. So we'll start with the invocation verse. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chalake Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sakajadam Sarana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadotam Parijna Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahana Lalita Sri Vishakavitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavneshwari Rishabhanu Sudhe Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Saktikam Vancha Kalpatarubhishya Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunnavadi Paschaisha Deshattarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are going to look at the verse 6.2.47 and 48. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivo Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatim Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bangam Langehite Girim Yat Kripatam Vande Shri Guru Dhinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Yogeshwaram. I'll recite the verse. This comes in the 6th canto, 2nd chapter, 47 and 48 verse. And I hope, like many of you, are very familiar with the story of Ajamil. So this is kind of a conclusion, concluding portion of Ajamil's pastime. Ye etam paramam guhyam itiyasam agapaham Sunyvat Shraddhaya Yukto Yascha Bhaktya Anu Kirtayat Na Vaisa Narakam Yati Nekshito Yamakinkare Yadi Api Amangalo Martyo Vishnuloke Mahiyate. There is no purport, so it's going to be difficult. Because this is very confidential historical narration as the potency to vanquish all sinful reactions. One who hears or describes it with faith and devotion is no longer doomed to hellish life, regardless of his having a material body and regardless of how sinful he may have been. Indeed, the Matudas who carry out the orders of Yamaraj do not approach him even to see him. After giving up his body, he returns home back to Godhead, where he is very respectfully received and worshipped. So this is a blessing which we are all receiving today. Okay, whoever hears or recites this narration, this historical narration, it has the potency to vanquish all the sinful reactions. So both of us, like all of us here in this congregation, is going to get benefited by hearing this narration of glorification of the holy name, how Ajamil got delivered by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So instead, it said, okay, Yamatudas not even approached to even see him. After giving up his body, he returns home back to Godhead, where he is very respectfully received and worshipped. So I'll go to the concluding verse of this chapter. Mriyamanor Hare Nama Grinan Putro Pacharitam Ajamilo Api Agadhama Kim Uta Shraddhaya Grinan. While suffering at the time of death, Ajamil chanted the holy name of the Lord. And although the chanting was directed towards his son, he nevertheless returned home back to Godhead. Therefore, if one faithfully and inoffensively chants the holy name of the Lord, where is the doubt that he will return? Where is the doubt that he will return to Godhead? Purport. At the time of death, one is certainly bewildered because his bodily functions are in disorder. At that time, even one who throughout his life has practiced chanting the holy name of the Lord may not be able to chant the Hare Krishna mantra very distinctly. Nevertheless, such a person receives all the benefits of chanting the holy name. While the body is fit, therefore, why should we not chant the holy name of the Lord loudly and distinctly? If one does so, it is quite possible that even at the time of death, he will be properly able to chant the holy name of the Lord with love and faith. In conclusion, one who chants the holy name of the Lord constantly is guaranteed to return home back to Godhead without a doubt. Some additional notes, maybe we can look at it later. So this is the summary of this chapter, right? The last 2 verses. So at the time of death, Srila Prabhupada many times says, okay, the pain which a living entity goes through, it's equivalent to like thousands of scorpion biting. Okay, that is the kind of pain. Okay, our mind will be disoriented, body will be disoriented, everything is disoriented. So what is the chance of us chanting the holy name at that point in time? Okay, how is it possible? That is why King Kulashekar, in one of his prayers, he prays to the Lord. Lord, right now my mind and body is in a very, very perfect condition. And I'm right now, because it's in a very perfect condition, I'm able to remember you very nicely. So kindly please take away my life immediately. Okay, I don't want to go through this natural death process. At that time, I don't even know whether I'll be able to chant your names. So let it happen at this moment, today and this moment itself. When my body and mind are in a very good condition, let me, and when I'm able to remember you and I'm able to chant your name, then it's better. Let me quit the body immediately. Please take me immediately. That is the prayer of Kulashekara. But the most important point is, okay, Srila Prabhupada says is, no, like, nevertheless, if even if we are not able to chant at the time, at the end of our life, okay, by Krishna's causeless mercy, okay, if you are surrounded by devotees, okay, at least we have the opportunity to hear them chant, and by within our mind also we may get an opportunity to chant. There is one opportunity to be part of this nice congregation of devotees, where like at the end of the life we may get an opportunity to some of the devotees be around, so that we can also hear the holy names and leave our body. So Krishna arranges for that. Even though in certain situations or any situation, okay, it is like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya chaham hidi sannivishto matta smriti ramam apravanam cha vedaicha sarve ahmeya vedam vedandakrat vedavit eva chaham. That is sarva chaham, I am present in everyone's heart as Paramatma. And from me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. So eventually, whether we are able to remember when we are hale and healthy, or when we are not hale and healthy, we are in a disease condition at the end of our life, okay, it is only by Krishna's mercy we can remember him. It is not because of our own endeavor we will be able to remember him, right? So, but when we are sincere in our like sadhana, then what happens? Like this is where like Srila Prabhupada says, nevertheless, such a person receives all the benefits of the chanting of the holy name. When we are able to properly do it, when the body is fit, then there's a good chance for us to remember or chant the holy name when we are not well as well. Okay, so this is the conclusion of the second chapter of Ajamela's pastime. Okay, this entire pastime is about glories of the holy names. How, and this Ajamel story is very relatable for all the living entities in Kali Yuga, right? So when we hear the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj, when they hear the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj, hear the pastimes of Ambarish Maharaj, oh, they are on a very different platform or a different level. Yes, their life is very inspiring, very beautiful. But if you consider like Ajamel is like one among us, or at least one among like me, I would say. So if Prabhupada has not interfered in my life, probably I would have lived the same life of material sense enjoyment. But through the intervention of a devotee in the life, now I'm getting the opportunity actually to hear and glorify the holy name. Right? So this pastime is very much relatable to all the most of the living entities in the Kali Yuga. It's about a person, how he got delivered just by chanting the holy name of the Lord once. Okay, towards the end of his life. Not to he didn't even intend to chant the Lord's name. Just like that, it happened as a coincidence. Yet he received all the benefits. Okay, so this is the theme, okay, of this Ajamil pastime. So I'm just going to take this to, I'm just going to carry over this theme, your subject matter, where we first, let's hear some of the glorification from great personalities. Okay? Like first, hearing the glorification of holy name by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tara Madhye Sarva Shrestha Nama Sankirtana Nera Pradhe Nama Leila Paya Prema Dhana. Of the 9 processes of devotional service, the most important is to always chant the holy name of the Lord. If one does so, avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses, one very easily obtains the most valuable love of Godhead. Next, Srila Rupa Goswami. O Harinama, the tips of the toes of your lotus feet are constantly being worshipped by the glowing radiance emanating from the string of gems known as the Upanishads, the crown jewel of all the Vedas. You are eternally adored by the liberated souls such as Narada and Sukadeva. O Harinama, I take complete shelter of you. This is from Namashraka, Glorification of the Holy Name by Sri Rupa Goswami. So what is he saying here? He's saying Harinama as a lotus feet. Harinam is just not a name. Harinama is a form. That's why Harinam is also called Harinama Prabhu. He's called as Nama Prabhu. So Harinam, when we say Krishna's name is non-different from Krishna, it means Krishna is a form, Krishna's qualities, Krishna does pastimes. So all these things are present even in Harinam. It means they are one and the same. For Harinama, the tips of your toes, okay, tip of the toe of lotus feet of Harinam is being worshipped by what? Upanishads. Upanishads are considered to be the crown jewel of Vedas. But these Upanishads, the radiance which is coming out of the Upanishad, jewel-like Upanishad, is actually worshipping the tip of the toe of the lotus feet of Harinama Prabhu. And this Harinam is actually eternally adored by liberated souls such as Narada and Shukadeva Goswami. And Rupa Goswami is saying, I completely take shelter of you. Rupa Goswami is showing us, okay, he's completely taking shelter of the lotus feet of Harinama Prabhu. Next, we go to Glorification of Holy Name by Sanatana Goswami. All glories to all blissful holy name of Sri Krishna, which causes the devotee to give up all conventional religious duties, meditation and worship. When some or other uttered even once by a living entity, the holy name awards him liberation. The holy name of Krishna is the highest nectar. It is my very life and my only treasure. So now Sanatana Goswami is saying, right, even just by a devotee who is who chants the holy name, okay, he doesn't care about other duties at all. He does not engage in other like the other activities, religious activities. He doesn't do any kind of meditation or anything else. Okay, even if somebody chants the holy name even once, okay, then like that holy name has the power to award liberation to that person. Holy name is the highest nectar. It is my very life and my only treasure. But of course, Sanatana Goswami does not chant the holy name for getting liberation. Rather, Sanatana Goswami chants the holy name in pure bliss, right? Like it's his treasure and his life. And now Sukadeva Goswami. O King, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord after the ways of the great authorities is the doubtless, fearless way of success for all, including those who are free from all material desires, those who are desirous of all material enjoyment, and those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge. So for Karmi, Jnani, or a devotee, okay, so this constant chanting of the holy name, following in the footsteps of great authorities, not on our own, is the assured way and fearless way of achieving success. Okay. This is the prescription given by Sukadeva Goswami as well. Then Glorification of Holy Name by Yamaraj. He is one of the 12 Mahajans. He says, devotional service beginning with chanting the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society. So Yamaraj is saying, okay, who chants the holy name of the Lord, it is the ultimate dharma. Savai pumso parho dharmo yator bhakti adoksaji. And bhakti starts with chanting and hearing the holy name. Okay, when there is chanting, automatically hearing is also there. Without hearing, there's no chanting, right? Like when we chant, we hear. So both goes on simultaneously. So this is the ultimate religious principle for living entity human society. So since this is related to the glorification of the holy name, and this pastime is about glorification, how holy name delivered Ajamil, I just thought it is very apt that to hear about or to share something from Harinam Chintamani. Okay, who other than like Haridasa Thakur, Namachar Haridasa Thakur is the best person to actually glorify the holy name. Okay, this Harinam Chintamani is a book compiled by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur compiled this book based on conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridasa Thakur. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asking Namachar Haridasa Thakur to explain about the glories of the holy name. So I found it a very apt thing based on today, like this pastime. So we'll look at like different aspects of what Haridasa Thakur is teaching us about the glories of the holy name. So to start with, I'll just start with some biography about Haridasa Thakur. Haridasa Thakur was born in a Muslim family in a rural village named Burana. Okay, but in the early age itself, he left his home. Actually, he got very much attracted. Even from his young age, he was very attracted to the holy name of the Lord. So he left the home and he stayed in the forest of Binapula and he was chanting the holy names continuously. We know Haridasa Thakur, most of you may know, Haridasa Thakur is none other than he is incarnation of Lord Brahma and Prahlad Maharaj. Okay, so he was chanting like that. But naturally, a devotee has no enemies, but they're all wicked people. Okay, so they were harassing him, and some non-devotees were trying to bring down his reputation of being a sadhu. So they sent one prostitute to him to corrupt him. But Haridasa Thakur actually made that prostitute a pure devotee. And he gave that ashram where he was staying to that prostitute who became a devotee of the Lord. He asked her to stay there, chant the holy name, and he left that place. And he came to a place called Saptagram. And he was staying in the home of Yadunandan Acharya. So Yadunandan Acharya is the family priest of Raghunath Das Goswami's family. Okay, his father and like brothers, they had like Yadunandan Acharya, who is also a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, as their family priest. So he stayed there for some time in the home of Yadunandan Acharya. Okay, while during his stay, okay, Raghunath Das Goswami was a small boy, but he was very much attracted to the pure Vaishnavism practiced by Haridasa Thakur. So he bestowed his mercy on Raghunath Das Goswami, Haridasa Thakur. One time, what happened, like there was one wicked person or very envious person, a Brahmana, a Brahma Bandhu called Gopal Chakravarti. So he challenged Haridasa Thakur on the glories of the holy name. Haridasa Thakur was, when he was speaking, he said, okay, just by chanting one time the holy name of the Lord, all the sins are destroyed and holy name can give liberation and can give pure love of God and all those things. But this Gopal Chakravarti did not have full faith in glories of holy name, and he was saying karma kanda rituals and all those things. So they were like during this debate, this Gopal Chakravarti, considering Haridasa Thakur to be just a militia, born in a militia family, okay, speaking about Vedas, okay, all those things, he just said, okay, he just chastised Haridasa Thakur, saying, okay, I'll cut your nose. And he offended Haridasa Thakur. Okay, not able to defeat him through like Shastric proofs. Okay, he blasphemed Haridasa Thakur and threatened to cut off his nose. So very soon, okay, because of his offense to a pure devotee of the Lord, this Gopal Chakravarti developed a leprosy, and his nose started melting. Okay, he started losing even his nose, and he started suffering a lot. Haridasa Thakur could not tolerate such suffering, and so he left that place as well, and he came to a village called Fulia Grama, where Advaita Acharya was staying. So he took shelter under Advaita Acharya. Okay, and also basically like he took shelter of Advaita Acharya, but he lived in a cave. Okay, there he was doing solitary bhajana, always chanting the holy name of the Lord. He was living in a cave. That cave contains like a lot of poisonous snakes. Okay, people will be even afraid to go near it. Okay, even the poisonous fumes were coming out of the cave. But Haridasa Thakur did not mind it. He was in a different platform, so he was very happily living in the cave. Actually, the snakes gave up that residence and went somewhere else, and they allowed Haridasa Thakur to reside in that cave. He was doing bhajana very nicely there. Then seeing like Haridasa Thakur, a Muslim, practicing Krishna consciousness, okay, the local Muslim ruler became very angry. So he wanted to punish him. So he started like, he put a punishment saying, okay, stop chanting the holy name, then I'll free you. Otherwise, I'll beat you. So, but Haridasa Thakur said, okay, see, chanting the holy name for me is like breathing. Okay, it is very involuntary. There's no, I cannot stop it. Okay, you do whatever you want. You're the ruler. If you think I did some mistake, you do what you want to do. Okay, but I cannot stop chanting because I cannot stop, like we cannot stop our breathing on our own. Similarly, I cannot stop chanting on my own. So it's up to you what you want to do. You're a ruler. You are free to judge and pass whatever judgment you want to do. So he was beaten at like so many marketplaces, but nothing happened to him. And finally, like the guards who were beating him, they became afraid and they threw him into the water, into the Ganges river. And they said, okay, Haridasa Thakur like died and left. And but Haridasa Thakur was okay. He went to the other bank, and once again, like okay, he had the opportunity once again to meet Advaita Acharya. And at that time, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited the place where Advaita Acharya resided. So Haridasa Thakur got a chance to take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he followed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Jagannath Puri. There Haridasa Thakur like lived in a he never went and took darshan of Jagannath at all. He felt, okay, I'm born in a very low family, so all I will do is I will sit in one corner and one place and will chant the holy name. Okay, so Lord Chaitanya arranged for him, really appreciated his mood and arranged for him a place, okay, from where he can take darshan of Lord Jagannath Chakra. Like there is on the temple tower, right? There is a chakra on the top. Okay, so he created a bhajan kutir for him. He arranged for a bhajan kutir for him so that he could reside there and look at that, take darshan of Jagannath temple tower, and then chant the holy name. Okay, this is how Haridasa Thakur was living there. Okay, or was spending his time. Okay, in fact, even today, if you go to Jagannath Puri, this place is still this place is called Siddha Bakul. In fact, one day when Haridasa Thakur was chanting, he was sitting outside his kutir and he was chanting, and the sun was beating down on him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day used to come and visit Haridasa Thakur. He will bring little like some prasadam from Jagannath temple and will offer it to Haridasa Thakur. And he was chanting 192 runs every day. And without completing his own, he would never take water or even prasadam. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited, he saw that Haridasa Thakur was fully absorbed in chanting the holy name and the sun was beating down on him. So what Mahaprabhu did, he took one stick, okay, and he just planted it next to Haridasa Thakur. Immediately that stick grew to be a tree, big tree. So the tree, it became a tree. Even today the tree is there. The tree is called Siddha Bakul tree. And sometime after the Haridasa Thakur's lifetime, okay, when the local king wanted to cut down the tree for other purpose, actually the day when they come to cut the tree, what happened? Typically we cut the tree for the wood, right? But what they found is that the tree has become hollow. Okay, so even if they cut down the tree, there's no use. Okay, they don't get the wood at all. Even today, if you go to Jagannath Puri, if you get a chance to go to this place, it's very close to Jagannath Puri temple, where Siddha Bakul, and very close to even Lord Chaitanya's residence, Gambhira. So we'll find this tree even today, lush green, and the interior of the tree, there are a lot of holes in the tree, and you will find like in that hole there is no wood inside. Okay, there's no trunk at all. Trunk is very hollow inside. So and that place is fully filled with spiritual vibration. Okay. So like that, he lived in the place called Siddhabakul. And one day Lord Chaitanya visited Haridasa Thakur, and he asked him, okay, how the conditioned souls can be delivered. What is the process of delivering the conditioned souls? So Haridasa Thakur, in a very humble mode, because he is humility personified, he said, "Oh Master, I am fallen. How will I know what to say? But still, since you have asked me, I must obey your command. So whatever I am going to speak is actually, you are making me speak. Okay, it's not I am speaking on my own. Okay, whatever coming out of my mouth, you just want to, I'm just speaking like you can say as a tape recorder. Okay, so I will speak. Whatever you inspire me to speak, I will speak. Okay, I will not try to judge the virtues or faults of what I am speaking, because you are making me speak, I am speaking. So I'm not going to judge what I am going to speak, whether it is good or bad. Okay, that's what like Haridasa Thakur replied back to Mahaprabhu. And this is how he starts. Okay. So Haridasa Thakur says, okay, in the process of chanting the holy name, the goal and the means to attain, they are not different. Okay, the process and the goal are same. Many times Srila Prabhupada says, what is the goal of chanting the holy name? To chant more. So that is what, like the goal and the process are not different, because holy name is Krishna and we want to go back to Krishna. It means we want to always chant the holy name of Krishna. So chanting the holy name is the goal, and then the way to attain the goal is also chanting process. And the only way to attract the mercy of the Lord is, this is the qualification required to attract the mercy of the Lord. This comes from the Srila Prahlad Maharaj teaching. Mannyedan Mannyedanabhijana rupatapas tauja teja pravava bala parusha buddhi yoga naradana yahi bhavanti parasya pumso bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayu tapaya. So Prahlad Maharaj saying, one may possess wealth, dhana, jana, aristocratic family, rupa, beauty, tapa, austerity, shrutauja, education, okay, sensory expertise, teja, luster, prabhava, influence, bala, physical strength, paurusha, diligence, buddhi, intelligence, and yoga, mystic yogi power. But I think that even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. And Gajendra did this, and thus the Lord was satisfied with him. This is what like Prahlad Maharaj is saying. Okay, the only way to attract the mercy of the Lord is to engage in devotional service. No other qualification is required. It's not about the birth, it's not about the wealth, it's not about any of these qualifications which Prahlad Maharaj says. It's only about one sincerely tries to execute the devotional service following in the footsteps of previous authorities. So this is how one can attain the mercy of the Lord, and what can satisfy the Lord. So then Haridasa Thakur says, okay, who is a Vaishnava? He gives the qualification of who is a Vaishnava. He speaks about anyone who chants the holy name of the Lord even one time must be considered as a Vaishnava. And a householder should carefully honor him. Okay, even somebody who chants the holy name once, as per Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, okay, he must be considered Vaishnava. Okay, so there are different gradations of Vaishnavas. Okay, this is like a kind of lower level. Then the next level is what? Anyone from whose mouth one always hears the holy name of Lord Krishna is a more exalted Vaishnava. He is the abode of all good qualities. First Vaishnava, now there is more exalted Vaishnava. One who always chants the holy names of the Lord, chants and hears. Okay, is a more exalted than one who chants occasionally. Okay, then the highest category is what? Simply by seeing him, one feels devotion to Lord Krishna. and finds Lord Krishna's holy name in one's mouth. That is the most exalted Vaishnava. This is what happened with, right, when that prostitute visited Haridasa Thakur. Okay, Haridasa Thakur asked her to wait. Okay, he said, okay, I can satisfy your desire, but the thing is, you need to wait because I have taken a vow, Sankalpa, that I have to finish my chanting of 192 runs before I engage in any other activity. So you please sit and wait. Okay. So Haridasa Thakur was chanting. Like that, he was chanting for a couple of days. And the third day, she became a very pure devotee of the Lord. She gave up all her like bad occupation, and she totally surrendered to the Lord. So this is the quality of the highest Vaishnava. This is what our Srila Prabhupada did. When he went to United States, he didn't do any mystic yoga. He didn't do any magic, okay, or speak very, very, very complicated philosophy, okay. Brothers and sisters, he didn't start like that, okay. All he did is he went and sat under a tree and did kirtana, okay, and he could attract people from different walks of life just by seeing him or hearing him. Like one feels connection with Krishna and finds Lord Krishna's holy names in one's mouth. Automatically, that person gets like inspired to chant. This is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, when he was touring South India, when he was chanting the holy name, when he was passing through different villages, people became intoxicated. Devout people, when he was passing the Harikanda forest, even the animals were intoxicated with love of the Lord. Not only the people who heard Chaitanya Mahaprabhu singing, doing kirtana, people who are like here, who heard Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sing, and then they went to their own, when they went to their home or their village, and when they started chanting the holy name, people second hand also got attracted to it. Not the first hand hearing, even the second hand hearing. Not only second hand hearing, third hand hearing. The person who heard Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he was able to inspire like people in their village. Like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was spreading the holy name throughout India. This is the quality of an exalted Vaishnava. Just by his presence, one gets attracted to chant the holy name of the Lord. These are the different gradations of a Vaishnava. And Haridasa Thakur talks about the nature of the holy name. So Haridasa Thakur says Lord Krishna's holy name is very spiritual. Okay, it has no beginning. It is Chintamani jewel. Lord Krishna is his holy name. They are one. So once again, Haridasa Thakur is establishing this fact. Okay, the name of the Lord and the Lord are not different. We should not. It's an offense to consider the name. Through the name we attain Krishna. No, name is Krishna. It's not through the name we attain Krishna. Name itself is Krishna. So we should not have that separation. Okay, Krishna and Krishna's name are different. Though it is material concept. Just when we are thirsty, just by saying water, water, our thirst will not get quenched. The substance water and the name water are different. That is material quality. Krishna is absolute. So name Krishna and Krishna are one and the same. So we should never differentiate between name and Krishna. Okay, they are one and the same. Because we saw even Rupa Goswami was saying, no, Harinama Prabhu, lotus feet is worshipped by the Upanishads. And this holy name is the form of transcendental mellows. Okay, all the rasas which are present in Krishna is also manifested in the holy name because they are same. And it is eternally pure and it is non-different from Krishna. So Lord Krishna is known in 4 ways. By his name, form, qualities and actions. Name, form, Nama, Rupa, Guna and Leela. And these 4 have no beginning. Anyone who remembers Krishna's name, automatically he is meeting Krishna's form. When we chant Krishna's name, even though we may not realize that, but actually we are directly in touch with Krishna, his form as well. So it is from the name, the rest of the things gets manifest. Lord Krishna's name and form are non-different. They are Lord Krishna himself dancing in different dancing places. So when we chant, Krishna is also present in our tongue and through our ears, in our heart, everything. He's dancing in different places. So the Lord Krishna possesses 64 qualities and in fullness. And all these qualities are also present eternally in his holy name. And this holy name is the root of everything. And of these four, the name comes first. And this is the conclusion of all the great authorities. And it is from the name Bhakti is manifested. Vaishnava Dharma is manifested. It is from the name Nama, Rupa, Guna and Leela becomes revealed. And it is by his name we can understand the pastimes of the Lord. Then Haridasa Thakur gives the difference between, earlier we saw like three kinds of Vaishnavas. Okay, now is much more finer definition of what is a Vaishnava. A conditioned soul may chant your name with faith. When he becomes purified, he is called a Vaishnava. Actually, when we attain pure love, that time it is called we are Vaishnava. Till that time we are like, it is said, like Haridasa Thakur said, we are Vaishnava Praya. A person whose chanting of your name is Namabas. That is not, we are not, if we are not chanting Shuddha Nam, okay, then we are called almost Vaishnava. Vaishnava Praya. Like Brahmana and Brahmana Bandhu, right? Like that, we are trying to be a devotee. We are not devotee, like, or I would say like many of us, or maybe trying to become a Vaishnava. By Lord Krishna's mercy, he gradually becomes purified through the process of chanting the holy name. So this is the actual difference. Even though initially the definition given was anybody who chants even one time is considered to be a Vaishnava. But a more perfect definition is one who chants the Shuddhanam is considered to be a Vaishnava. Others are like, or on the path, almost Vaishnava. Okay? Or that almost has a very broad range from lower spectrum to a higher spectrum. Okay. So like we start from Shraddha to Prema, there are different stages, right? Shraddha, Bhajana Kriya, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anatha Nivritti. So we might be in different stages. So we are just on the path to perfection. So ripe mango, unripe mango to ripe mango. So on these names are of two different categories. There is a primary holy name and the secondary holy name. And Haridasa Thakur is speaking, what are those primary holy names? The names that describes Lord's eternal pastimes, they are primary holy names. Like that describes Lord's qualities, his sweetness, and all those things are all primary holy names. Like Govinda, Gopala, Nandanandana, Radha Kanta, Radha Natha, Hari, Yashomati Nandana, Madana Mohana. Like these are all primary names. It is in relationship with his pastime or is in relationship with a devotee, like that. So these are all primary names. By chanting these primary names, the spirit soul attain Krishna's abode, pure love of God. Only by chanting the primary name, like Hare Krishna, Hare Rama is the primary names, the Maha Mantra. When we chant these primary names, it can take us to Krishna's abode, Goloka Vrindavana. Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. Right? We can get pure love of Godhead. Then there are secondary holy names. The secondary holy names are what? That describe the Lord's relationship with this material world. They are secondary names. So Lord's the names like Srishti Karta, the creator, Paramatma, super soul, okay, Brahman, okay, Sthiti Karta, maintainer, Jagat Samvarta. Like that, Yagneshwara, Lord of Yagyas. And these are the names, these are secondary names, these are not primary names, the names which describes Lord's relationship with his material world, those names are secondary names. Okay, the secondary, chanting the secondary names, typically the secondary names are present in this Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda section of the Vedas. Okay, it brings a lot of piety in our life, and it can award, at the maximum, it can award impersonal liberation. Okay, we cannot reach by chanting the secondary names, we cannot reach Krishna's abode, or we cannot attain pure love of God. That is only possible when we chant the primary names of the Lord, which is Krishna, Rama, Govinda, right, Narsimha. These are the names through which we can achieve the real perfection. Now, as we discussed earlier, Haridasa Thakur now saying, okay, considering the name and Krishna different is a fault. This separation, considering they are different, this separation is an offense. And if we have this conception, okay, Lord and his name are different, then this offense will block us from attaining pure love, prema. This is called offense of separation. As long as this idea of separation is there, then there cannot be no pure love. So this Mayavadis, typically we find a lot of Mayavadis also chant the holy name of the Lord. They also recite Harikatha. Okay. But for them, it's a temporary process. They do it to achieve impersonal liberation. So this Mayavadi fools, Haridasa is saying, think Lord Krishna is different from his holy name. This rubbish idea is not sanctioned by the scriptures. Okay. So this idea is never sanctioned in any of the authentic bona fide scriptures. And one cannot attain pure perfection. So in pure chanting of the holy name, the chanter is free from the idea that Lord Krishna is different from his holy name. So when we chant the holy name, we should understand, okay, we should not distinguish between the name and Krishna himself, okay, because they are one and the same. This fault may block us from ultimately reaching the perfection of Krishna Prema. So in chanting also, there are three levels of chanting. What are the three levels? The first level is Nama Aparat stage, where the chanting is happening, committing offenses towards the holy name. Okay. The higher stage is Namabas chanting. So Haridasa doesn't even go to Nama Aparat chanting. He starts from Namabas chanting only. This stage, Namabas chanting, is the clearing stage. This is the stage where we don't fully understand the potency of the holy name. Okay, it is just like a dim light. Okay, when the sun is covered by clouds, okay, we don't receive the full light. Okay, sometimes early in the morning when it is covered by cloud, we'll see a very sun has risen through the light, or in the because the light is present in the sky, we understand, okay, sun has risen, but the full potency of the sun is not exhibited completely because of cloud covering and the fog, or whatever reason. Okay, clouds or fog, mist, whatever it is, we may not be able to fully understand. This kind of stage, where is this clearing stage, Namabas stage, where we don't completely understand the true potency of the holy name, is called Namabas chanting. Okay. So then the highest stage is the pure Sudhana. So here Lord Chaitanya is saying, okay, why it is important for us to understand this Namabas chanting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, because this is a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridasa. See, the first question Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked is how their conditioned souls can be delivered. So Haridasa Thakur spoke sometime, and now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now speaking. He's saying, okay, Lord Chaitanya is saying, Haridas, listen to my words. I will make you understand Namabas very clearly. One who understands Namabas will attain pure chanting of the holy name. Okay, by the mercy of the holy name, that soul will cross over the ocean of birth and death. So it is very important for us to understand the different stages in chanting of the holy name, so that we can be more cautious when we do our sadhana of chanting the holy name. Okay, understand, okay, try our best to elevate ourselves go from Namabas stage to we should not stay at Namaparad at all. Okay, we should endeavor to reach the stage of Namabas if we are not there. Okay, so chanting starts from this Namabas stage. Okay, so, but this Namabas can take us to the highest stage of Shuddhanam as well. So, and it's important to understand. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridasa Thakur, we get to know. So what are the things that keeps us in this Nama Abha stage? What is the cause of this dim light? What is this cloud? What is this fog which doesn't allow us to taste the Shuddhana? These are the first one is ignorance. Okay, this ignorance is of three types. First is when the soul does not understand the spiritual nature of the holy name. Then this ignorance brings darkness in our life. When you don't understand that holy name is spirit, pure spirit, and it is just not a temporary sound vibration, material vibration. If we consider like that, then our process is blocked. Or the other thing is second type of ignorance is a soul who does not know that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he worships many demigods. In this way, he is lost, wandering on the path of karma. One who does not understand that Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then this ignorance also will stop us from achieving perfection in life. The third one is the soul who does not understand his own spiritual identity. As a soul takes shelter of Maya, is always in ignorance. Without understanding that Lord is the supreme, I am a servant. So this ignorance comes because of our, due to the lack of sambandha gyan. Sambandha means relationship. So if we don't know what is our relation, who we are, that we are spirit soul, and what is our relationship with Krishna, and what is Krishna's relationship with me and this material world, and my relationship with the material world, if this sambandha gyan is not present, if we don't understand this knowledge, we don't have the good background in this knowledge, then we will be in ignorance. And we think we are product of this material nature and try to make our life happy in this material world. So this is one, this is a fog which obstructs us from chanting the Shuddhana. So what is real knowledge? Real knowledge means knowing who Krishna is and who the living entities are, what is the position of the living entity in relationship with Krishna, and knowing this material world is a non-conscious gross manifestation. So when we know this Sambandha, when you understand this, then this is called knowledge. So then the cloud which covers the sun, okay, we saw like fog can make us like create gloom or darkness. Similarly, this cloud can also cover the sun. Okay, so what is that cloud which causes, which can like avoid, which can obstruct us from fully understanding the glories of the holy name? This is what it is. Okay, this is of three varieties. The first is asat trishna. That is, asat means temporary or not permanent. Trishna means thirst. If you are thirsty after worthless material things, it includes a craving for material objects in this world, craving for heavenly sense pleasure in the next life, desire for mystic yoga powers, desire for liberation in Brahman. All these things are anarthas, which can block us from appreciating the pure holy name. The next one is, next cloud which can cover us is the weakness of heart, which is called Hridaya Durbalya. So this weakness of heart comes from attachment to trifling things unrelated to Krishna. So we can see like Arjuna also expressed this. Okay, in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it says, no, I am overcome by this degrading importance. I am overcome by this miserly weakness. Right? He says Karpanya dosha upata subhava. Right? I am overcome with miserly weakness. So I am not able to fight. So this is a weakness of heart, attachment to things unrelated to Krishna. He was attached to his family members without Krishna in the picture. So he felt weakness of heart. The next is deceit and envying someone else's progress and longing for possession and fame. These things are like called as weakness of heart. These will also not allow us to appreciate or achieve the platform of Shuddhana. This is another cloud which can cover our chanting. Then the offenses we commit while chanting the holy name, and we know the 10 offenses every day we chant. And then like offenses to Krishna himself, that is Sevaya Aparadh. When we do deity service, we may commit some offense. Okay, offenses to Krishna's devotee, Vaishnava Aparadh. Not only Vaishnavas, okay, even if we commit offenses to other living entities, unnecessarily cause suffering to another living entity, that can also stop us from appreciating the glories of the holy name or understand the true potency of the holy name. So when these clouds are blocking us, okay, then we are in this stage called Namabas. But however, the good thing is, okay, by persevering in chanting the holy name, okay, the self-perfect holy name of Lord Krishna can help us overcome this. Okay, but when we say like cloud is covering the sun, but in actuality, cloud cannot cover a sun because sun is huge. Okay, cloud is just a product of the sun. Right, like sun is the one which causes evaporation and clouds are formed. Okay, so cloud cannot cover a sun, or a fog cannot cover a sun. What it covers is the person who is viewing the sun. It's not sun is blocked. It is our eyes through which we are viewing the sun is blocked. Similarly, the holy name is all perfect. Okay, none of these offenses or none of these like anarthas can cover the holy name. It just covers our understanding of the holy name. Holy name remains always pure. It is untouched by any of these things. It is always eternally pure. eternally powerful. It is just that our eyes are bound or bind with this anartha, so we are not able to perceive the true glories of the holy name. So that is what is meant. It's not like a holy name is less powerful than these anarthas. So now how this Namabas, from Namabas comes to an end, this is the process like Haridasa Thakur is giving us. If an individual soul takes shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and he becomes expert in devotional service under the guidance of the spiritual master, the clouds of anarthas flee from him. So we can cross this anartha nivritti and go to the nishta, ruchi, asakti, bhava, prema. It is not possible through our own endeavor. Okay, we must receive this mercy. So our process of bhakti yoga is descending mercy process. It is not through our endeavor we will be able to understand or we will be able to achieve perfection in life. Only if we take shelter of a pure devotee of the Lord, follow his instructions, serve him faithfully, and execute his instructions sincerely, then these anarthas get, through his mercy, through his association, like these anarthas go away. Then this bona fide spiritual master then gives this knowledge of source. So who gives us this sambandha again? Because we know ignorance comes from due to lack of sambandha. It is because a devotee came in our life and who gave us this knowledge of who we are, who Krishna is, what is this material world, how to operate in this material world. Because some devotee has given this sambandha gyan, and he also gave us the process, okay, which is called abhideya, the process of chanting, hearing, remembering, serving, all those things. This is the process through which we can cross this Namabas stage and reach the Shuddha Nam. So soon, shining very brightly, the sun of holy name chases away the cloud of anarthas. Eventually, it is the holy name. When we take shelter of a pure devotee, when we sincerely follow the process of devotional service of hearing, chanting, okay, and serving the Vaishnavas, then this holy name actually clears this anarthas, because it is the same sun. Okay, when the sun, even though it may start cloudy, in the morning we may not be able to see, but it is the sun which may dissipate the fog. The sun rays is the one which dissipates the cloud covering, and we will be able to see the sun properly, right? It's as a sun which is cause of which dissolves the clouds or it dissolves the fog. Okay, when we can see that instantly as well, right? So similarly, holy name is the one which is capable of clearing our anarthas. When the holy name gives a great treasure of spiritual love, then that stage, when we reach the stage of pure love, then that stage is called prayojana. Then the soul is filled with love as he chants the holy name. I think we are already at 9 o'clock. I have more slides. Okay, should I end here, Prabhu? I have another close to 7 more slides. It will take me another 10 more minutes or so. Krishna Karnamurti Prabhu, should I end it here today? Devotees may have other services, so Hare Krishna. Okay. Srinidhi Prabhu, what should I do?
I see there is a message coming saying continue. Maybe another 10 minutes, Prabhuji, as you said, you can continue, Prabhuji.
Okay,
thank you.
So now we'll see the results of what Namabas chanting. Okay? So, but even when we chant in a not very pure state, okay, still Namabas chanting is very good. Okay, it brings us a lot of piety in our lives. Okay, and all the sins are destroyed. And by Namabas chanting, liberation is easily attained. Even by chanting Namabas stage, even if we don't reach the Suddhana. And we become purified from the mud of materialism. A person who chants Namabas is safe from all calamities. The souls fallen into hell are delivered. From Namabas chanting, all past karmas also is destroyed. And Namabas is better than all the Vedas and holy places. And it is the best of all auspicious activities. even if you are chanting with anarthas, when you say Namabas chanting means we are chanting with anarthas. All these anarthas which we looked about, attachment to sense gratification, all those things. Even if you are on that stage, okay, still Namabas is better than any other Vedic ritual or like studying the Vedas and all those things. Without chanting the holy name, other process doesn't give the ultimate benefit. And Namabas also helps us attain even Vaikuntha Loka. Namabas fills the world with bliss. It is the only shelter for the shelterless. By Namabas, one attains Vaikuntha and other spiritual lives. And in Kali Yuga, all scriptures especially recommend this Namabas. At least we must chant the holy name of the Lord. Even if you don't reach purified chanting, it's better to chant. Okay, even with anarthas. So there are 4 kinds of Namabas. Okay, one is Sankete Namabas, Parihasa, Stoba, Hela. This Sankete Namabas is of 2 kinds. So when someone chants, like Ajamila, right? I mean, Ajamila chanted, he chanted the name of the Lord. He's aware Narayana represents Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, he gave the sun knowing that Narayana is Supreme Lord. Narayana is the name of God. But when he chanted the name, he was referring to his son, not Supreme Lord. This is one type of Sanket Namabas, that he is aware that he's speaking the name of Lord Vishnu. But he is intending to call someone else, not actual Narayana, Supreme Lord. So this kind of Sanket, this is called the Sankete Namabas. Second type of Namabas is Sankete Namabas is, okay, just like Muslims, they chant this word haram, 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 or they will chant this word Ramadan, Ramadan. Ramzan is called Ramadan, right? Ramzan. Okay, they don't know that in that word Ram comes haram, Ramzan. The word Rama is present there, but they did not know that it is the name of the Lord. Yet they chant, yet they call. So, okay, that kind of Namabas is the second type of Sanketa Namabas. Okay, so the other kind is when the chanter is not aware of the name of Lord Vishnu, but speaks it anyway. Still, when he chants like this also, okay, even not knowing that this name, whatever I'm chanting is Lord's name, still when I chant, it has that is also considered to be chanting, and that also is considered to be one of the clearing stages of chanting. This is second type. Another type of Namabas chanting is Parihasa. Okay. When one says the holy name as a joke, sometimes when devotees go on Harinam, okay, people do make fun of devotees, right? They dance and they chant like the devotees, but they are dying, okay, thinking like we are all crazy people out there. Still, when somebody makes a jokingly chants the holy name, oh, Hare Krishna is here, like that, when they call also, okay, even that kind of chanting also is considered to be like Namabas chanting. Okay, it's a clearing kind of chanting. For example, Jarasandha also attained liberation by mocking or joking or deriding Krishna. Okay, the other one is like mocking kind of thing, which like Sisupal practiced. He was blaspheming Krishna. Okay, even that is considered to be has a potency to deliver that person. As we saw in the past time, Sishupal actually merged into the body of Krishna, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was very wondering how it is happening. This person is blaspheming Lord Krishna so much, but he saw the soul left the body of Sishupal and entered into the body of Krishna. Surprised. Okay. So when that kind of chanting can give liberation, not Krishna Prema. Parihasa and Stoba cannot give Krishna Prema. Okay, you have to understand that. But can give impersonal liberation. Then Hela, when we are inattentive or we chant out of contempt, then that one also, like typically materialists and spiritually lazy people. Okay, if the materialists chant the holy name, like go to Tirupati, you chant Govinda, Govinda, wanting some material pleasures, all those things. Okay, inattentively for some benefit. Even that kind of chanting also can help purify one. But these three these are lower forms of Namabas chanting. Out of these four, Sanketa Namabas is better. because here we don't commit an offense. The other three, there is an offense. Because mocking, joking, all those things we are committing like offense against holy name. This Sanketa Namabas, there is no offense. This is the kind of chanting which Ajamila did. Okay, that is why like Vishnu Tudas came and protected him, and after that he was able to move from the platform of Namabas chanting, and he went to Haridwar. He retired there and he practiced devotional service, and he became perfect. So it helped him move from Namabas stage to this Sanketa Namabas, the first category. Okay, helped him to move from Namabas to the pure stage. But these are lower forms of Namabas. In this Namabas also there's some higher form, which is a Shraddha Namabas. That is, like you can consider like maybe as a practicing devotee of Krishna consciousness, we may say, okay, at least we may be in this level. Okay, where there is Shraddha, we have faith in the holy name, and we take to the chanting of the holy name, while still anarthas are there in us. Okay, this is called Shraddha Namabas. But if we stay in this level itself, okay, so like Shraddha Namabas stage, okay, we can get everything except Krishna Prema. If one gets to the point of Shraddha Namabas, but if we are sincere and we try and we depend upon descending mercy of Guru and Gauranga, then what happens? Then the anarthas can instantly go or quickly go or gradually go. And the pure name, we can reach to the point of Shuddhana, like Ajamil, right? Provided, the important thing is one does not commit Namaparat, then Namabas, this kind of Namabas is praiseworthy. Of all these different categories, with faith, still if you have anarthas, we chant and we sincerely try to move, that we can reach the stage of Shuddhana. So Abbas means what? There is a faint light. That is, we are not fully receiving the sun rays or fully understanding the glories of the holy name, but rather we are just seeing the shadow. This is called Chaya Abbas. That is, Abbas means Chaya means shadow. Okay, this is faint light. Then there is another kind of Abbas that is called reflected light. That is Pratibimba. So that is something like, okay, one is like in the morning, we go outside and we don't see the sun, but it is covered with cloud, and through the filtered cloud, we get some sun rays or little light. This is called like Chaya. Okay, this reflection is what? Then there is sun, it is covered with cloud, and that the cloud, through that a small dim light comes, then that hits the water pot or a lake, and we see the reflection on that lake or a water body. That is much more thinner, right? Like this is Pratibimba, that is reflection. Okay, so these are the two different kinds of Abbas. Okay, different kinds of shadow. Similarly, faith is also two types. One is shadow or like reflected faith. When we are in this Chaya Namabas, okay, we can move to the platform of pure name and love of God. Because this Chaya Namabas depends upon partial faith. That faith we receive from a devotee. So we can move from that partial faith, that Shraddha, initial faith, in the association of Sadhu Sangha, we do Bhajana Kriya and do Anartha Nivritti, and it can then Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. We can reach to the top level. But this distorted, okay, this is not real faith. That is reflected. Okay, that is not real faith. So here no purification happens. See, the Mayavadis fall into this category. Say they also chant the holy name. They also talk about Harikatha and everything to attract the general populace. But they have no faith. They consider this Harinam is temporary. Krishna's pastime is temporary. Krishna's form is temporary. And what happens? When we are having this kind of distorted faith, okay, what we become addicted to this Mayavada mentality that we think we are God, and we become a cheater. And in this process, what happens? Even though we chant the holy name, we are actually committing Nama Aparad. Because one of the Nama Aparad is like what considering the glories of the holy name to be fiction, right? Like all these things, considering holy name to be material, considering names of demigods to be equal to Supreme Lord. All those things comes in this distorted faith. Okay, in this faith, the maximum one can reach is impersonal liberation. But the impersonal liberation is considered to be, Prabodhananda Saraswati says impersonal liberation means it is Kaivalyam Narakayate. It is only misery. It is Naraka only. It's as good as hell only. So it can lead to Sayujya Mukti. It cannot deliver, it cannot offer one, take us back to Godhead. So in real Namabas, okay, many arthas may be generated out of ignorance and weakness of heart, but all these effects can be cleared by continual chanting of the holy name. Okay. In distorted Namabas, this is reflected Namabas. It is born from cheating knowledge because we think ourselves to be equal to the Lord. So the knowledge is also, we are like, we know Maya Apritta Jnana. Our knowledge is stolen by Maya. So the offenses simply keep on increasing. And this is not even called Namabas. It is just essentially from Namabas stage, one chants when come down to the Nama Aparat stage. Okay, but in the real Namabas, one move from Namabas to Suddhanam. But in this reflected Namabas, what happens? One move from, due to Mayavada mentality, one move from Namabas stage to Nama Aparat stage. We come down. Okay, because the Mayavada is considered Krishna, name, form, Leela, and quality false and perishable. On this gun, they will never receive love of God. Rather, they go in the opposite direction. So, summary. So, receiving knowledge of the actual nature of name, we can receive by mercy of Guru. Okay, to cross this Namabas stage, we need mercy of Guru. When the ignorance and anarthas causing Namabas are dissipated by Sambandha Gyan, Sambandha Gyan is very important for the dissipation of this ignorance and anarthas. And in that, by having the Sambandha Gyan, and we engage in our sadhana of chanting, then what happens? The Namabas can be transformed into Shuddhanam, at which stage one can appreciate the full brilliance of the holy name in the form of Prema Bhakti. Thank you so much. Sorry about I took another extra 15-16 minutes. Sorry about it. Thank you so much for joining. So I will stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namachar Haridasa Thakur ki jai. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, you are audible.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Go ahead. Thank you for inviting me and like.
Thank you so much,
Giving me
Prabhu.
an opportunity
Prabhu. Sorry, my mic was not working. Between you called me, I was there, but I could not.
Okay, no problem.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your class. It was a wonderful class, and I was hearing, but my mic was not working at that time. I tried to. Sorry, Prabhu.
Yeah, I got.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Initially, I prepared for like 1 hour, so I couldn't compress it more. Okay. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity to purify myself, to understand the glories. Like gave me an opportunity to really go through Harinam Chintamani. Very. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. My speaker is not working now. I'm sorry, Prabhu. Some problem with my laptop. Anyway, thank you so much. And please chant one time Hare Krishna for Prabhu and their family. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.